of the convention. We are encouraged with the debate at the conference and its outcomes. We are particularly gratified with the decision to establish a fund to address loss and damage caused by climate-induced disasters to effectively address the urgent needs of developing countries. We see the consensus at COP27 as a momentous achievement, especially for the Group of 77 and China. Developing countries have been demanding such a fund for the past 30 years. In the history of climate change negotiations, for the first time, the principle for financing for loss and damage has been secured. So in that context, this is historic. The dedicated fund for loss and damage will address losses and damage in the developing countries, such as Pakistan, which are particularly vulnerable to the adverse impact of climate change. We look forward to early operationalization of the fund and hope it would fill a major gap in climate infrastructure. When the G77 and China met in New York in September, under the chairmanship of Foreign Minister Bilawal Bhutto Zardari, it was agreed that developing countries will make this a priority for the COP27 agenda. In the process leading up to COP27, Pakistan galvanized support for the establishment of the fund and negotiated on behalf of the developing countries at Sharm el-Sheikh. We congratulate the developing countries for their exemplary solidarity and steadfastness in pushing the case for a fund for loss and damage. We also appreciate the understanding and cooperation of the developed countries in recognizing the urgency to act on loss and damage. I am pleased to share with you that at the invitation of His Excellency President Recep Tayyip Erdogan, Prime Minister Mohammad Shehbaz Sharif will pay a two-day official visit to Turkey from 25 to 26 November 2022. Alongside President Erdogan, the Prime Minister will jointly inaugurate the third of the 4 Milgem corvette ships for Pakistan Navy, PNS Khyber at Istanbul shipyard. The two leaders will also hold wide-ranging discussions encompassing bilateral relations, the regional situation, and other issues of common interest. The Prime Minister will interact with leaders of the Turkish business community. The President of ECO Trade and Development Bank, ETDB, will also call on the Prime Minister during his stay in Istanbul. Pakistan and Turkey enjoy fraternal ties deeply embedded in commonalities of faith, culture, and history, and underpinned by exceptional cordiality and mutual trust. The Milgem project, based on joint collaboration between the two countries, represents a significant milestone in the Pakistan-Turkey strategic partnership that continues to progress on an upward trajectory. The launching ceremony for the first corvette for the Pakistan Navy, PNS Babur, was performed in Istanbul in August 2021, while the groundbreaking for the second ship, PNS Badr, was held at Karachi in May 2022. Frequent leadership-level exchanges are a defining feature of the eternal bonds of Pakistan-Turkey friendship, and the Prime Minister earlier visited Turkey in May-June 2022. An important development this week has been the establishment of diplomatic relations between Pakistan and the Dominican Republic. A formal joint communique was signed to this effect on 18th November 2022 in New York by the permanent representatives of Pakistan and the Dominican Republic. We believe that the establishment of diplomatic relations will open new avenues of cooperation between Pakistan and the Dominican Republic in diverse fields and areas of mutual interest. Establishment of diplomatic relations with Dominican Republic is part of our efforts to expand diplomatic engagements around the world. Last year, Pakistan established formal diplomatic relations with Pacific small island developing states of Kiribati and Palau. Since March last year, Pakistan has opened 5 new missions in Africa as part of our Engage Africa policy initiative. Pakistan intends to continue to increase its diplomatic engagements in all continents. Minister of State for Foreign Affairs, Her Excellency Hina Rabbani Khar, participated in the ministerial meeting of the 9th Global Forum of the United Nations Alliance of Civilizations held in Morocco from 22nd to 23rd November 2022. The Global Forum is the highest profile event of the UN Alliance of Civilizations, which was created in 2005 to advance mutual respect for all cultures, traditions, and religious beliefs. On the sidelines of this year's event, the Minister of State for Foreign Affairs met with the Deputy Foreign Minister of Kazakhstan, Kairat Umarov, Deputy Foreign Minister of Saudi Arabia, Walid Al-Khareji, and Portuguese Foreign Minister João Cravino. At the forum, the Minister of State articulated Pakistan's perspective and concerns about the growing problems of religious intolerance, discrimination, Islamophobia, and violence worldwide. She highlighted the importance of continued and robust inter-civilization and interfaith dialogue as a catalyst to promote peaceful coexistence, mutual understanding, and harmony. During the last week, Prime Minister Mohammad Shehbaz Sharif conveyed his warm felicitations to His Excellency Kasim Jomart Tokayev, President of Kazakhstan, on his re-election as President in the elections held on 20th November 2022. Pakistan will continue to maintain its close relationship with Kazakhstan. The Prime Minister has also extended our heartiest felicitations to His Excellency Anwar bin Ibrahim on his appointment as the 10th Prime Minister of Malaysia after the recent general elections. Pakistan attaches great importance to its fraternal ties with Malaysia and welcomes the peaceful election and transition process that reflects the strength of Malaysia as a strong democracy. Prime Minister Mohammad Shehbaz Sharif and Foreign Minister Bilawal Bhutto Zardari have expressed condolences at the tragic news of the earthquake and resultant loss of precious lives in Indonesia. We express deepest sympathies to the families of the deceased and pray for the speedy recovery of those injured. Pakistan stands in solidarity with the brotherly people and the government of Indonesia in this moment of national tragedy. As you're aware, Pakistan follows a policy of dialogue and friendship with countries in Asia and Pacific. An important pillar of this policy is participation in and engagement with regional organizations and forums. A delegation from Pakistan is participating in the 43rd ASEAN Inter-Parliamentary Assembly from 20th to 25th of November 2022 in Cambodia. The Pakistan delegation is led by Member National Assembly Mr. Salahuddin. IPA 43 is being held under the theme Advancing Together for Sustainable, Inclusive and Resilient ASEAN. You would recall that Pakistan was granted observer status of ASEAN Inter-Parliamentary Assembly last year. Our participation in IPA 43 therefore carries special significance. In addition to participating in IPA 43 plenary in its capacity as an observer, Pakistan also attended the dialogue of IPA with observer parliaments. Pakistan's observership of IPA and its participation in IPA 43 reflects the importance that Pakistan accords to its relationship with ASEAN and its keen desire to enhance its engagements with members of ASEAN. Pakistan also participated in another regional forum, the third China-South Asia Cooperation Forum, held in hybrid format on the sidelines of the 6th China-South Asia Expo. Participated included foreign ministers and senior officials of Afghanistan, Bangladesh, Maldives, Nepal, Oman, Pakistan, and Sri Lanka. Pakistan strongly rejects India's unwarranted remarks that it has made against Pakistan at the Security Council yesterday. Unfortunately, India continues to abuse its non-permanent membership of UN Security Council and the chair of the 1373 Counterterrorism Committee to target Pakistan through false narratives and malicious propaganda. India's irresponsible behavior at the Security Council during its non-permanent membership confirms that it does not have the competence or the wisdom to qualify as a permanent member of the Security Council. We have not seen any improvement in the situation in Indian-occupied Jammu and Kashmir as it remains under military siege and Indian oppression there continues unabated. Carrying on with their spree of extrajudicial killings, last week the Indian occupation forces killed 2 Kashmiri youth in fake encounters in Islamabad and Shopian districts of IIOJK. Indian occupation forces are also engaged in killing innocent youths while in their custody. These developments are of serious concern for Pakistan. We are also deeply concerned about the welfare of Kashmiri political prisoners, including APHC leaders and human rights defenders. It is important that their rights are protected and they are immediately released. You may have also noted that 12 international human rights organizations, including Amnesty International and Human Rights Watch, have jointly raised their voice for immediate and unconditional release of human rights defender Khurram Parvez, who is currently incarcerated in the infamous Tihar jail. India must end its gross and systematic violations of human rights in Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, revoke its illegal and unilateral actions of 5th August 2019, and free all political prisoners, including the true Kashmiri leaders. Here I end my written remarks.